Hey everyone, it's Zach Dewhurst with Deco Experts, and today's podcast topic is how to diversify your business through different streams of revenue. My guest today is Hunter Strind of Maryland Print House. Hunter has been in the industry for many years. He does a lot of different things within the custom decoration industry, makes money a lot of different ways, and has got a lot of great information to share with us on how he manages his business and has actually grown it during the last year during the crazy pandemic. So to start, I'm going to introduce Hunter. Hunter, if you can tell us a little bit about your business, Maryland Print House.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me on, Zach. I appreciate it. DecoNetwork has been great to us, and I think this is awesome what you're doing. So, so I started in the industry I started screen printing like 10 years ago for myself on the side, and I built a press actually with my dad. My dad built the press. So I started screen printing then, and I was a sophomore in high school. And, kind of over time through college, I played soccer in college and started printing for other people. And through that, I started to realize that there was a market for influencers. I started one of my companies, Creators Label. And from there, I kind of realized how much opportunity I had. I had grown that business very quick. And I told my parents, look, I'm done. So I dropped out of college as a sophomore and quit soccer and pursued it full time. That was in 2016. And from there, I kind of realized like all my print partners up to this point sucked, and I wanted to kind of control that part of the business. So we opened Maryland Print House. I opened it with my two partners, Andrew Bergamaschi and Andrew Boone, one in sales, one in production, and then me. And the goal was to print for our sister companies, one of which is Every Locker and Creators Label. And so Maryland Print House was born to really do that at first. And then obviously just through the name, and we knew our main goal was to build a B2B company, providing quality products to customers that needed, custom products. But we had a main focus on quality. And we're not going to sell somebody a Gildan. We're not going to, just sell them on the cheapest item. We're going to work with them to figure out what fits their brand, what fits their company best. And we're going to sell them what we feel as the professionals is best for them. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. Maryland Print House was started in 2018. I think I said that, but yeah.
So how do you manage several revenue streams at once? Because obviously a lot of different things are going on. You got to stay focused. You mentioned it. You got to be using some type of software. If everything's on pen and paper, whiteboard, there's no way you're going to be able to keep yourself organized. DecoNetwork software. If you're on, DecoNetwork has three primary plans: the standard, the premium, and the enterprise. The standard plan.
So here, I want to throw this out there too. So for us, like I knew what I was doing when I started this company. I had this whole plan in my head. I never wrote it down. I don't believe in business plans. But DecoNetwork was the first thing that we invested in. It was actually one of the partners, the way he became a partner was by investing the money to have DecoNetwork for a year. And he was going to be a partner either way, but that was one of the ways we justified it. So even if you get it before you start your business, if you're not started, that is the most important thing. At least it was to us. And so like having some kind of software, and I'm not saying it has to be Deco, but something is absolutely better than nothing. We started with Monday.com. We invoiced 2 invoices through QuickBooks before we got Deco. That's how important it is.
Well, and just like, okay, look at it that way. You just mentioned QuickBooks. QuickBooks is bookkeeping software. Can you create quotes and invoices through QuickBooks? Absolutely. Is it what QuickBooks was really designed to do? No. You're not going to be able to account for every variable, for example, that DecoNetwork can, but can DecoNetwork truly report your taxes and your account and everything that we need to do? No. That's why QuickBooks exists. So software, obviously, it's going to make it soft. The software should always do one of two things, if not both. One, it's got to make you more efficient. It's got to save you money by saving your time. And two, with DecoNetwork, if you're on the premium or the enterprise plan, you have up to 500 websites or an unlimited amount of websites. Now, I'm not saying more websites makes more money, but it's streams of revenue. It's channels, sales channels to bring in sales. And again, you could drop ship fulfill for influencers, businesses. It could be an ordering portal for some of your clients. Just know that working smart, in DecoNetwork, like your contract orders, Hunter, I don't know if you do this, but you could absolutely create an ordering portal for all your contract clients, and those come in as a quote request or as an order directly into Business Hub. All you have to do is download the artwork, get ready to receive the order, and you're good to go. Stop taking that email, re-enter it into Deco. They always say, work hard, then smart. Don't think you're going to work hard and then you're going to be lazy. Work smart, then hard. Let's see, I'm stupid there. Yeah. Work smart, then hard. And software should drastically be making you more efficient. The biggest mistake I see with software, though, is if you got to realize, like DecoNetwork, it's powerful. I mean, it's very powerful stuff. Hunter, you're young too. I say that, but you're young. You grew up with technology. You can absorb it a lot quicker than a lot of people. And it's
not perfect. I mean, let's get to the reality. Like, it's not perfect. Like, there is workarounds, and like if you're focused on posting on the forums about your problems that are maybe just you not. I mean, I made the same mistake. Like, put some time into setting it up. And don't treat DecoNetwork like custom ink. It's just not what it is. It has the added value of the designer, but it's not custom ink. And custom ink has probably spent over $1 million on technology at this point.
Yep.
So, I mean, understand what you're working with, because if you don't understand what you're working with, you shouldn't even have it. Like, take time. This stuff takes time to understand. I'm still learning something new about Deco damn near every month. So, like, take the time and set it up. And if you don't want to set it up, pay somebody to set it up. But like, at the end of the day, Deco can do and support your business. I promise.
Yep. A lot of people sign up, I think, for any software like Custom Ink or Inksoft, DecoNetwork, Shopworks, and they think that software is what's going to make them a $1 billion business overnight. Not the fact that they actually have the team in place, the skill, I mean, everything. The software is going to help you stay organized, but that's not the key to the castle in a way. That's not going to be what you are the one who pushes it. So, a couple of things. I have a holding company that is Columbus Promos. And then I have several different brands that are underneath that one umbrella. Similar to you, do you create, like, if you, like the maskusa.com, is that technically a subsidiary of
No, it was meant to be an LLC. We just didn't have the time, and the state was shut down and all this stuff. So we had to actually end up funneling the revenue through my own print house. But actually, all of our other companies, I'd recommend setting up an LLC if you have faith in the company being bigger than anything else. But you're going to pay for it in accounting. So just know that you probably should be doing, like, I don't know, $250,000 at least per company if you're going to build separate LLCs.
Completely agree.
I mean, it's
completely.
Yes.
And you make great points there, Hunter. If you keep it under one umbrella, you're going to reduce some of those costs, like how much you pay in the accountants to get your taxes done and stuff. But there's definitely when you have that separate LLC. Build a strong team. It's quality over quantity. Something we were talking about right before we started the podcast. You don't like employee turnover. Obviously, you do everything you can to keep your employees on. It's a team that you want to grow the business with. If you always probably heard this growing up, if you don't love what you do, then find something else to do. You want to go, when you do show up at the shop, Hunter, hopefully you don't have to go all the time, but when you do, you want to go there as happy as if you were spending time with your daughter. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but the idea is everyone.
Here's how I look at it. I wanna come in the same mood I want to leave with the same mood I came in with, right?
Yep.
Like at least or better. And sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's the reality of being a manufacturer. But yeah, that should be the goal. That should be the goal.
All right. And okay, before we call it a podcast, Hunter, I want to talk to you just a little bit about marketing. Because marketing, we have all these different ways we've talked about making money. It's not the same, to market, for example, to your influencers, or that you offer dropship fulfillment. You market to those potential clients differently than to the local businesses who could become a print client. So
if we market to them, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about social media for a second, because I honestly think you're one of the best that I've seen as far as putting out interesting content that is actually interesting to somebody who kind of follows your website. So you posted this 22 hours ago and you got 10 likes. That's pretty good. I mean, some people are like, oh, look, he just got 10 likes. You got 10 likes posting a photo of shirts he printed. That's good.
Well, and the hard part is like Facebook shows like what 5%.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. It didn't before, but yeah.
Yeah, they changed it. But yeah, I mean, like you got to post things that people want to see. I mean, we have somebody on staff that does it, and I think it's a wise investment. But you can do it yourself. I did it myself for a long time, probably until this year. And the key to social media, the key to marketing this way organically is consistency, and monitoring it. So when I say monitoring it, I'm talking once a quarter, or if I notice that stuff is real down, like if we're losing like points every single day, like we're down 1 point. So just paying attention to your insights and seeing like if, oh, this week was better, what did we post this week, and just paying attention to the content. It's all about what your fans or your followers want to see.
Quality over quantity, right?
Yeah, but consistency mostly.
Consistent, yes, consistency. Social media outside of Facebook, Instagram, what other?
Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Google My Business, Twitter. We try to push to everything. We don't push to Twitter actually anymore. But yeah.
And let's talk a little bit. So like SEO. SEO is, hopefully everyone knows, search engine optimization. And really what it means is get Google to like you when someone puts in a relevant search result into Google and you pop up. So if I put in Maryland,
I'm gonna give you guys a quick nugget though. The most valuable one right now in social media is Instagram Reels. Just wanted to put it there. Just
Instagram Reels.
If you take that and run with it, I'm telling you, it pays dividends. But go ahead.
No. You know, I have a marketing degree from Ohio State, and I refuse. So I can't wrap my head around a lot of this social media marketing. How do images from Instagram lead you to so many sales? It's amazing how it works.
So Reels is like TikTok, and the way that Instagram's trying to push Reels right now is by pushing your Reels like crazy. So they're like TikTok at the beginning, everybody got views, tons of views, because they pushed it to everybody. But Instagram's doing the same thing with Reels. We're getting like 2,500 views. We don't even have that many followers, but they're just trying to get people to like Reels. They want people to use them, so they're enticing you to use them by giving you a ton of views. So definitely recommend checking it out.
And then you know what, Hunter? In 6 months to a year, they'll stop doing that, and it won't work. And you know that's what we're talking about. You strike.
I made out like a bandit.
yeah. Just like
anybody that listens.
They'll change it eventually, but.
Podcast I went on, I was telling you about, he has 100K on TikTok from doing that at the beginning and told me to do it. So yeah, anyhow.
Well, and I think you actually bring up another, even people, when I was at Ohio State, I joined a entrepreneurship club. That's the best thing I got out of my degree. My $60,000, the best thing I did was join an entrepreneurship club for $20 a quarter at Ohio State, because I networked with a lot of brilliant, passionate individuals who would, a lot of them, hey, I'm starting an SEO company, I'm starting a marketing company. And it is amazing. You were mentioning you've got a friend who's 27 years old, and how much did he do last year revenue?
He's 20. He's doing like 20 million a year.
Yeah, that's
totally different business. Totally different business, but everything he touches turns to gold, like TikTok, and it's just.
But his experiences that he shares with you, even though you have nothing to do with roofing, that's what his business is.
Yeah.
But what he's learned, he shares with you, and you can apply it to your industry. Knowledge is power. And you know what?
Connections are key.
Guess what you're not going to learn about in college? That Instagram
What's that?
Thing you just mentioned. That's what you don't learn in the classroom. Actually, my best classes in college when I took marketing, it was taught by a psychologist, which is great. I mean, a lot of marketing is appealing to the psyche. So this guy was a psychologist, didn't have a business degree. I took like 3 classes with him. Every one of his classes was just, it was discussion based, by making it completely discussion based. That was the only time I learned, where is the world going with a lot of this. But if I put in Maryland screen printing, which is very relevant to what you do, you're coming up on the first page of Google. If you're not on the first,
that top guy. First off, we're the second listing. Facebook just beat us up there. But the Maryland Screen Printers has been around for 40 years. They do like 25 million a year, 30 million a year. Like, for us to be there is pretty awesome. I mean, it really is, and it's Deco's SEO. I mean, we were there before, but like Deco's SEO plays a big part. And
let's talk about the SEO. I mean, there's on-page SEO, there's off-page SEO. There's a lot about SEO, and you know what? A lot of my clients who I help with their websites or teach them the software, they ask me, "Do you offer SEO services?" And I'm like, no, for a couple of reasons. One, I can't do SEO for companies that are going after the same market. It never would work. Secondly, you need someone typically who knows what they're doing to get you the ROI. If I don't know how to do something, I call myself a Deco expert, because I'm an expert at using DecoNetwork software. I'm not an SEO expert. I'm not about to take someone's money and tell them, I bet we can drive more traffic. That's why I think, you either take the time to really do it yourself, right? Or you take the time to hire a company or somebody who does it to get you where you are.
It takes one Google search. I did it myself.
Yes, I know.
I'm not brilliant or anything. So just do it yourself. It's better than nothing, right?
How to write a meta page title and description. You Google that, you can read an article, and before you know it, you can optimize your pages. If you look here as I'm on your site, each one of your pages has a unique description. Oh my gosh. Hey, check it out, Hunter. The thing that you said you didn't print it is the first thing on products, Gildan 5000. So
I think that's Deco generated SEO, but yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like the reality is, if you want to set yourself up for success, you've got to teach yourself how to do things you've never done. I mean, if I told you how much we spent on Facebook advertising for masks, you would throw up. And I never touched Facebook advertising before. So you've got to teach yourself how to do stuff, and if you don't do that, you're just going to be complacent.
And another thing that I think is driving a lot of your SEO, you mentioned Google My Business. Google My Business, from what I remember, how it all came down, like 6 years ago, Google's like, hey, we're going to compete with Twitter and Facebook by creating this Google Plus concept.
Yep, I remember Google
Nobody
Plus.
wanted to use it. And essentially, they kind of turned it into, here's Google My Business. It is a profile for a business. Your customers can leave reviews, which is huge. And the reason why, Hunter, you said you're on the first page of Google for Maryland screen printing is because you are, for a couple different reasons. One, you are on the first page, but two, when you're competing, you're really often competing right here, local SEO. You're trying to attack your market, as in most of these are going to be within a 20-mile radius of where I am.
We run ads on that because it's hard to actually like SEO that. Like it's location based, it's browser based. Like it's hard to touch that.
But you know what? Before that, Custom Ink would have always beaten all of us. So it
for sure.
made it a lot more fair for when Google started doing this. This was all the social media profiles. You know, they let you make a ton of money and then they take it out from the rug. Google actually, this local SEO changed a lot.
For sure.
This is where you want to kind of start.
Look at Custom Ink's like targeting at Maryland screen printers. Like I know Craig who owns that. It's just nuts.
You're never going to catch him. You're never. Custom Ink is searched more than custom T-shirts.
Well, and those CPC, they just outbid the shit out of anybody trying to run ads. Yep. It sucks. Yeah.
Yep. So obviously, there's a lot of different ways you can drive traffic to your site, or again, to market your services, because when you're influencer, how much of your business though is word of mouth, because that's the best form of marketing. I want to give one of my clients a great product. They talk to another business and like, man, that is a nice jacket you're wearing with the embroidery and all that. Where'd you get it? Got it from Maryland Print House. If you put out a great product, your customers will gladly share your information.
I'd say like 60%, 60, 70%.
60%. And that's why you hadn't hired a sales rep really until this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're trying to hit a goal that's pretty large, and I think we're going to need sales team to do it. But yeah, I mean, we've gotten this far without one. It's pretty nuts, but certain numbers.
One last question for you, Hunter. I look at the industry, typically, would you agree that you don't really sell products, you offer services?
We sell an experience. I think that's the way that we word it. We sell an experience. So you could come in knowing nothing about T-shirts, and you could come out knowing a lot about T-shirts and printing and everything. We give most customers a tour. We're really selling experience, because people don't know how T-shirts are made. They really think that like they're printed on an inkjet printer. And that's sometimes the case, but not always. And especially at scale. So I think it's really interesting to give them that experience, because then when we bring them into the conference room, we talk about them, it's much clearer on why we're charging what we're charging, and we don't even have to say it.
Yeah. It makes total sense to me. You obviously have a vision that has changed over the years a bit, but sure. At the end of the day, it comes down to hard work, a great team, and just that passion to stick with it. I mean, I'm sure. Would you agree? Last year was it had to be the hardest year ever. I mean, hey, I know what it was like to first have a newborn, and I know what it can be like leading up to that birth. Yeah. It is a crazy time. And to have a pandemic like what you had, but the listeners on this are pretty much all other shop owners. As an entrepreneur, there are so many pros and cons. But I think what you have to always realize is you control your own destiny. You have so much
vacation. You're going to have the consequences of that. Like. You've got to realize and always be self-aware on what you're doing and how it's affecting your people and your company.
And it sounds like you often put yourself in the shoes of your employees.
100%.
And think, if I was in their position, how would this go? So, Hunter, I want to thank you for your input today. It was definitely great. It's amazing what all you've done at such a young age.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You got a bright future ahead of you. You are like a mini Ryan. You look a little bit like Ryan.
Right.
But gosh, what a crazy last year, and again, how the industry just, you never know where it's going to go. and I guarantee you in 5 years, you'll have some different revenue streams that you're not using now.
And I'm excited to show you guys about it. So,
Well,
but yeah,
well,
thanks, Zach. I really appreciate everything you do and DecoNetwork as well. I think you guys are great, and I look forward to building our relationship.
thanks again so much, Hunter, for your time. Good luck growing the business. I'm very confident that you will. And hopefully maybe we do this again in like a year and see where you're at.
Yeah, dude. That'd be sick. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And till next time.
Thanks, Hunter. You have a good one. Bye, guys.
See ya.